Welcome to Sobha The Living Room. I'm your host, Nimi Mehta.
And today we have something truly special for you. Throughout this season, we've taken you on a journey through the heart of the UAE's dynamic real estate landscape, exploring everything from the bold vision attracting global investors to the finer details of securing a home in one of the world's most luxurious markets. In this episode, we're bringing it all together. A curated recap of the 4 defining conversations that shaped season 1, featuring the visionary minds, the pivotal market shifts, and the personal stories that illuminate why Dubai and the UAE continue to redefine modern living. If you've been following along or are just joining us now, consider this your front row seat to the highlights, insights, and moments that made this series unforgettable. We launched the series with a true titan of the industry, Mr. Loai Fakir, CEO and founder of Provident Real Estate. In a conversation rich with insight and perspective, Loai drew bold comparisons between Dubai and global real estate powerhouses like Tokyo, Singapore, and Hong Kong. Yet, it was Dubai's unique blend of competitive luxury, world-class infrastructure, unparalleled safety, and an aspirational lifestyle that, in his words, set it apart as the crown jewel of modern real estate.
I mean, look, if I look back when I was young, like 20 years ago, and you know what were the cities that you would hear, New York, London, Paris, Milan, and Singapore, Hong Kong. Dubai is one of these cities mentioned, and probably mentioned at the top before you mention any of these cities. I mean, what they've developed and what they've created in this city's great. I've been here since like 2005, and I've seen it grow. And in every way, the infrastructure, the economy, the development, the lifestyle. I mean, it's quite an amazing place to be in every form or way, I can say.
Yeah. As someone who's lived here for 8 years, I honestly feel like every time I'm in a different country speaking about Dubai and the UAE, it feels like I have been hired by the government to do so. But it is so genuine. When you're speaking, I completely mirror your emotions behind the city and the country. But I guess when we talk about global appeal, let's actually break that down. Yeah. For anybody listening right now who potentially hasn't even been to Dubai and hasn't even been to the UAE, where is this global appeal coming from? Why is Dubai the place? Not just generally, but also for the real estate industry.
I mean, look, there's a lot of factors that are important. Safety, security, the lifestyle, the infrastructure. It's a city that, you got when you walk around, you'll meet every nationality possible. The luxurious hotels, the great food and the restaurants. I mean, even, what's unique in the last couple of 4 or 5 years, I've noticed it. A lot of brands that started in the UAE are going abroad. And people, they're building brands like you got Gaia restaurant. There's Gaia now in Monaco, in London, even in Miami, and different brands as such that are popping out of the UAE and establishing themselves abroad. Even developers, you got like Sobha, they got developments now in the US. You got Imar, got projects in a lot of other countries. Demac, so a lot of the brands from the UAE are expanding abroad successfully. So it's not just like companies are coming to the UAE, companies from here are expanding outside. And that says a lot about what's happened in the last 5 years in the UAE.
Loai also touched on the post-COVID investment surge, how geopolitical shifts are bringing a new wave of buyers, and the rise of branded residences and sustainable communities.
I mean, people were attracted to Dubai before, but after COVID, where people were stuck at home, and the people with money, then when their countries opened up, they're like, okay, let's go on a vacation to Dubai. And they come and they land to Dubai in airport, and they're like, wow, what an amazing airport. What amazing infrastructure, roads. What amazing hotels and hospitality. All the best restaurants around the world that I see in Marbella, Monaco, New York, London, Miami, and LA, they're all actually in one city. It just ticks all the boxes for them. And location-wise, you can go to any place around the world in 4, 5, 8-hour flight.
Yeah.
I mean, if you live in LA, you have to travel at minimum 12 hours to go to anywhere in the world, or 15 hours. Dubai is just centralized, not only as a location, as a city. You got Emirates traveling directly to most places that everyone wants to go to.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of that geographical location, that was what I was coming on to, which was that real connect between East and West.
Yeah.
You know, we're seeing such a surge of investors actually now furthermore coming from the West, the US being a huge influx as of recent.
When we had COVID, Dubai benefited. When the war in Ukraine happened, Dubai benefited. It doesn't mean we're going to benefit every time, but let's look, for me, I mean, if we're going to get into the whole political kind of thing, people are kind of like, in a way, kind of skeptical, concerned of what's happening in the US. There's a major shift to change in their politics. Obviously, there's going to be effects. We have to wait and see. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I think it will be positive in the long term because there are effects that Trump is pushing the dollar to get devalued, which will even lower prices in the UAE. It will make it cheaper to buy if you're in the Eurozone. That's one thing. UAE has a very good relationship with Trump. From what we see, they're investing in AI infrastructure in the US. So there's going to be a positive, course with the Dubai and the UAE with them. And people still want to move their money. I mean, if there's, when people are scared, they want to move their money outside the country they're in. And if they're scared where they are, so obviously they want to move it to somewhere safe, secure. And where else in Dubai and the UAE currently? So I think we're going to have a positive impact, but we can wait to see. But I'm more certain it's going to be a positive outcome for us.
Yeah.
And I'm a very long-term advocate for UAE. When you're investing in real estate, if you're investing short-term, a lot of people have made a lot of money in short-term. But, when we're speaking to our investors, we're always telling them, look in the long term. And if you look at Dubai in the long term and their goals for Vision 2030 and 2040, you'll really understand that's a city to put your money in. I'm not telling you move all your money over here, but a certain portion of your money should be here. If you're going to be investing in gold, come invest in Dubai because that's the gold standard of real estate today. I think developers learned from, back in 2005, 2006, how to build communities for families, communities for the type of lifestyle that people want to have. You got paddle places, you got running tracks, you got bicycle tracks, you've got tennis courts, you got basketball courts, you got hospitals, you got schools in the communities. Today, I mean, you look at a lot of communities, just like, for example, here, right now we're in Sobha Heartland. You could just be in Sobha Heartland and not leave Sobha Heartland. You got school, you got the hospital, you got all the shops, you got the barbers, you got the supermarket, you got the football field, you got everything over here. So a lot of communities today, they've established they have everything in them. And a lot of them, you can even work in the community. You can go to your office. So, I mean, this has changed. Also, another trend that's been happening in the last 4 or 5 years, predominantly more now, is branded residences. People really appreciate branded residence because usually in the past, it was more of a hotel brand. Today, it's become more, you can have an automobile brand like Bugatti that have come in, or you can have a fashion brand like Cavalli or like Elise Saab. And people like that kind of lifestyle. There's that touch and they know that quality that's associated to that brand and the lifestyle it kind of, gives them. And we've seen a huge trend. There's approximately around 60 branded projects that I've completed. And I think there's in the pipeline another 100.
Wow.
Different brands. And I think that's really attracting people. There's only, I think, a Bugatti tower in Dubai. And, Bugatti enthusiasts, if they want to have a Bugatti car and the property, where are they going to go?
Yeah.
They're going to come here.
Yeah, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Episode 1 elevated Dubai beyond the realm of a premier real estate destination, positioning it as a visionary city that is boldly redefining the future of modern urban living. A city where innovation meets elegance and every skyline echoes ambition and world-leading design.
Look, year on year, Dubai right now has been increasing in all terms of sales. Obviously, off-plan's been increasing by 25% compared to last year. So is secondary transactions. Mortgages have been increasing. There's 45% of secondary transactions were mortgages. And we're going to continue to see an uptrend in that. Branded residences, there's been more of that happening and more purchases and more brands coming in and establishing themselves in Dubai. An interesting fact that I've also been looking into is women buyers. There's been increase in female women buyers in the UAE, and that's great,
Wow.
And we're seeing an increase in that. They're coming on board and investing. and more nationalities. We haven't like touched all nationalities yet. I mean, we got probably, I think Dubai, I think we looked at it, like there's a buyer from every country around the world. But there's some countries that we still didn't get the volume yet. And I'm sure they're going to come one day and start purchasing properties in Dubai.
Next, I had the privilege of sitting down with Michael Lahyani, founder and CEO of Property Finder, a true authority on the region's property landscape. Together, we zoomed out to explore Dubai's extraordinary transformation over the past 2 decades. More than just a city, it has become a global benchmark for growth and ambition. At the heart of our conversation was the engine behind its remarkable 5-year streak of expansion. A story of vision, resilience, and a market that continues to set the gold standard for real estate excellence.
So I arrived in Dubai 20 years ago this summer, basically. Wow. And obviously the city was a very different city in 2005. I think the population was sub 1 million, and we're now, getting close to the 4 million population. So clearly the city has transformed itself, and what was then is very different today. But there's one constant, I would say, is the energy. Right, the energy of the city has always been there. Of course, we've had the several cycles that we all very aware of, and there's been moments with higher energies than lower energies. But overall, I would say that even 20 years ago, the ambition, the excitement, the long-term vision of what Dubai wanted to accomplish was already there. Yeah. But certainly, no one in their mind would have been able to predict, and I think even His Highness is today, impressed by what he's witnessing. Right? No one in their right mind could have predicted what we've, witnessed, particularly, I would say, in the last 5 years. Right, since the post-COVID era, the transformation of the city and what it's been able to deliver, what it's been able to build, and more importantly, the people it's been able to attract. That has been quite amazing.
Michael revealed why, in his view, Dubai's real estate offers an exceptional blend of luxury and accessibility. With visionary leadership, investor-friendly policies, and world-class infrastructure, the city delivers premium living at unmatched value, making it one of the world's most desirable property markets.
If you look at the number and if you look at the data, there is, a lot of truth in that. Indeed, it is cheaper. You can find better quality real estate at a cheaper price than you can in London and in New York. Now, it wouldn't be fair if I didn't really kind of cover the whole spectrum of that question, which is the supply, right? Sure. Obviously, these locations, London, Hong Kong, Manhattan, have a very limited supply. Right, just by the sheer fact that their land is limited, right? And that is a very big principle in real estate, and that's why real estate prices tend to always go up. Is because you have a glass ceiling on the supply. Now, when you look at Dubai, the land bank of Dubai is, no country, no city, no global city in the world has the land bank of Dubai. So the supply is there. Right? Now there's the existing land, there's the reclaimed land. And actually that is what's maintaining the market so healthy. Because if we didn't have that land bank and we had the immigration that Dubai is experiencing, the prices of real estate would skyrocket, right? I mean, they would be way beyond what you see in London and New York if the supply was not increasing. So what's enabling this supply, this land bank, is enabling the government to keep prices affordable for people to come and move in here, which is a big selling point of Dubai. Is, come to Dubai. There's many advantages. I'm not going to list all of them, but one of them is that you'll be able to afford a property at a very attractive price compared to where you probably live now.
Michael broke down how buyer demographics have evolved, with more investors coming from the US, Europe, and Western markets. The conversation also explored visa reforms, demand for green certified projects, and the residential commercial split in demand.
When we say before, let's say before 2020, right?
Yeah.
Before 2020, there was two very distinct communities. They were the investor community, right? That were putting their money to work in Dubai's real estate. And then there was the residents of Dubai who were largely, I think at one point, I mean, it was pretty much 85% of the population of Dubai was renting, right? And so there was an investor that was buying real estate and doing the yield play and very happy to rent that apartment to the residents. What happened in 2020 is a couple of things happened. One, there's been a change in the visa schemes, right? And golden visas have been started to be given out, and people totally changed their mindset. So, social conversation in Dubai until 2020 was like, so how long are you going to be here? Well, I don't know, another maybe 2-3 years, and and maybe if it's great, I'll extend. But it was always a 2-3 year kind of period that people would talk about. Post 2020, or at least those that received a golden visa, started saying, well, I now have a golden visa. I have a 10-year horizon in front of me. And therefore, I'm thinking about owning property in a very different way than I used to when I was only in the 2-3 years. And then the second thing that happened was a large influx of new residents that wanted to buy, wanted to own, that came, when the war between Ukraine and Russia broke out. And what that did to the market is that it very rapidly started pushing prices up. And so residents who had been living in Dubai, renting for a decade or two, right? Having their eyes on a property and saying, well, maybe one day I'll buy that property, seeing the price of that property start rising and rising and rising. And then at home, the landlord who had never called for increasing the rent, suddenly being a bit more present and sending a little bit of a message of, hey, would be time to move out, then a lot of the residents said, okay, now it's time for me to buy. And that's what really is fascinating about what's happening right now in Dubai, is that there are 3.8 million people living in this city, and a lot of them don't own yet real estate and will end up owning real estate. So there's still a very long runway there. It goes back to, who are the immigration that is coming to Dubai, right? And pre-2020, young, that wanted to make it. I came to Dubai, I was 24, with a big idea, big dreams to build a company. And so that's what the whole Dubai was, right? I mean, you had to look for a 50-year-old in Dubai back then, right? There was no kids in the city, right? The demographic obviously has changed a lot. First of all, the first movers like myself have aged, we have family, we have children, but the people that Dubai is attracting are very, very different, right? And they're moving for different reasons. So the first reason, like I said, was opportunity, right? Business opportunity. But the second reason why a lot of people move out here is going to be also security, right? Stability, right? Knowing that there is a strong leadership in the country that doesn't change its mind overnight, that has a clear, 20, 30, 50-year vision. Where in the world do you have a leader that has that kind of visibility and who communicates around it, right? Very, very openly. I mean, you get to Dubai airport, you just look up when you're waiting for your suitcase and you'll see the 8 principles of Dubai written by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, right? So it's all out there, very open, and that's very reassuring. People in Europe at least, right? But the same could be in many other countries. The polarization, right, that we're seeing, which is obviously talked about a lot, right, is tiring, right? So when you come here, that whole polarization, the noise kind of disappears, and everybody's like, oh my God, this is so nice, right? So people move here for that kind of security and predictability. And obviously, post-COVID, a lot of these governments and democracies have gone crazy with taxes, right? I mean, like it's people are not optimizing anymore. They just don't have a choice. I mean, you look at what's happening right now in London, and no person in their right mind, unless really they have deep roots to the UK, but most people in London don't, right? Will say, I stay here and will pay those taxes, right? So the demographic that we're seeing are older people, more mature people, and also with higher means than the founder, the startup that I was when I came out here, right?
Yeah,
I didn't look to buy for real estate. I didn't have the funds to buy real estate then.
Of course.
Right?
And now people at that age, potentially if they've been working here for a few years, already have, the pocket to be able to invest, which is beautiful to see.
Yes.
And also, I guess, it comes all back around to the lifestyle. You briefly had mentioned that the lifestyle that people, want to be here. You feel that calm, that peace. And I think it's only ever going to get better.
And for those wondering if the market's overheated, Michael offered an optimistic but grounded take.
First of all, I don't think there's a bubble,
okay,
right? Because a bubble is created when there's extreme leverage, and I've seen it, right? I've been in one, right? And the banks are not giving that kind of leverage to investors or buyers, right? And they're a lot more cautious than what they used to be back in the days. Plus, bubbles is usually there's usually a correlation with prices, right? Now, if you look at the real estate prices, yes, they've appreciated over the last 5 years, but it's not like they've did 10x, right? It's the volume that has increased a lot more than the prices. Actually, the volume of transactions, so the supply that has come to the market. So, I don't think we're in a bubble. Now, it doesn't mean that it can only continue to go up from a price perspective. No, I mean, 5 years we are in uncharted territories, right? We have never seen that kind of growth in the UAE and probably in the whole MENA region, right? So we are in uncharted territories, and there is a big question of whether prices can continue to go up. But the reality, what is driving prices, right? Let's break that down. Again, it's the growth of the population, right? And we are not short of people that are outside of Dubai that are unsatisfied with their life and who are looking at Dubai and are thinking, when do I make a move, right? I mean, Dubai is not a big place. I mean, it's 3.8 million people. There are a lot more than that out there that are eyeing Dubai to potentially move. So as long as Dubai offering, right, is higher than the place where they live, we'll continue to see immigration coming in, right? And then on the supply side, there is a committee, right, that is managing the supply that is hitting the market to ensure that we're not oversupplying the market like it happened back in 07, 08. And so they're matching the supply with that increase in immigration. And so something unexpected by the current government of Dubai would need to happen for a big correction to happen, right?
Sure.
A healthy one, like a 10%, 15% correction, which would be healthy. That's possible, right? But I can't really see it coming now. I mean, we'll see. Right now, we just had a bit of a shock, right? I mean, we're having to deal with a stock market that is freaking out on Trump's tariffs, right? And dropped by 20% and could go further down. And we're dealing also with an oil price that has come down and hit below $65, which we know, we are operating in a region which is very dependent on the oil economy, even though Dubai is not, the greater region is. And usually when prices of oil are below 70, then the economy slows down. So you put those two factors together, could that impact the real estate prices? Maybe. But then again, if people feel unsafe, right, or feel like they need to leave the place where they are because taxes are coming in a way that's not acceptable for them, then they'll move to Dubai and whether the stock price is down 20% or the oil is at 60 below 65, that's not really gonna matter for them. They will buy what is right for their family, right? So whereas investors prior times, right, the previous decades, well, investors will slow down because they look at those signals and they're like, well, hold on, maybe now is not the right time to buy, right? But a family that moves and needs a roof over its head is decorrelated from what's happening on the stock market.
In episode 3, I had the honor of welcoming Lynnette Sacchetto and Sanjay Gagarani, two esteemed veterans of the real estate world who unveiled the intricacies of the investment journey, particularly for discerning international buyers. Our conversation delved into the allure of impressive returns, the appeal of tax-free incentives, and the meticulous, seamless process of acquiring property in Dubai, from in-depth research to the triumphant closing of the deal.
It's very investor friendly because of our tax-free environment, I would say, and also how safe Dubai is. So we have no income tax, no personal tax, no real estate tax. The investments here, you have really high ROI, and it's also a very safe cosmopolitan city. So once individuals see and realize that about Dubai, they understand why this is one of the best places to invest in.
Yeah, absolutely. Sanjay, from your point of view, so many years here in the region, things have very much changed over the years. A place that people were kind of unsure about whether to come over here and invest, but now it seems like an absolute must in people's eyes. Has that been your experience?
See, Dubai does not offer just homes or the real estate investment. It offers more than that. What is that? Peace of mind. An environment which every investor dream about it. Let me go a little bit deep dive into it. First is the property investment is just for 2 million dirham of investment, you can get golden visa. I mean, where you will find such opportunity in the worldwide. Second is, I think Lynnette has just talked about the safety and the stability here. I mean, it's very difficult. The city runs 24/7. On a click of a button, you can get access to all the essentials here. Talk about the taxation framework, I think the leaders only touched base. Not only the capital gain taxation, there is no annual property tax, there is no inheritance tax. Back in the UK, US, or any other, Singapore also, they have all kind of taxes. So these are the primary benefits for any investor they all are coming to Dubai. They want to have second home, the first home, the third home, now they're calling it. They keep on investing in the Dubai. So these are the fundamental benefits which every investor is looking for. And the most importantly, pricing part of it as well. It's very economical. All sure the now pricing is coming up. Even though the government has announced now the pricing and the studies are coming out with the accommodations for the middle management or middle size to the lower income side as well. So that's where the many people are now calling Dubai as a home.
One highlight was our deep dive into the rising wave of crypto transactions, showcasing how Dubai is boldly positioning itself at the forefront of digital innovation within the luxury property market.
The AI is coming up. Today morning newspaper it was there. The 30% of the government job will be taken care of by the AI. The crypto is also, again, the UAE and particularly Dubai is going to be a hub. So we have seen the linking between the crypto and with the property buying interest there. The significantly it has gone up.
Yeah, of course.
I want to add that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and to add on to what Sanjay just said, is here through VARA in DFSA, they've made it easier to purchase property or just purchase assets through crypto. During COVID, again, I will always go back to COVID because COVID really was a turning point for us here in Dubai. We saw a lot of crypto players come into the market and purchase property. A lot of our clients are crypto clients, and because our platform is VAR regulated, we're able to take that crypto, convert it to dirhams, and conduct that real estate transaction for them. So it's just a lot more easier for them to come into the market and to transact in crypto compared to other real estate markets. Now, I know we are here in Dubai and we're very used to our very convenient digital services. But when you go and transfer a property at the registration trustee with your Emirates ID, you put your thumbprint. If there's a power of attorney, they put their thumbprint. You're in and out within 30 minutes, typically. Depends how busy that day is at the registration trustee. And then you get your title deed within another 30 minutes after that fact. There aren't many cities in the world today where you can transact property like that. So we really have grown significantly, especially leaps and bounds in digitization since COVID.
I think that's so powerful. And, you know, to be even more into the detail for anybody listening who's potentially sitting on a little crypto and hearing you both and saying, well, hang on a second, how does this work? Even I'm interested. What is that step-to-step process? You said you convert it to dirhams, but what is the first process that somebody who does have crypto would make if they are looking to invest here?
So typically our crypto clients are either looking to pay a developer for an installment payment or for a booking form, or they're looking to buy a secondary property and they need our help with the full transaction management and the escrow process, as we call it, to conduct the deal. So basically they contact us, we have the conversation with them, we send them the KYC, we do KYC, AML on them. We make sure everything checks out. Then there's a series of checks on the wallets and the funds that are coming in. We send them an invoice. They transfer the crypto to our wallet instant. Then if there's a secondary transaction involved, which is that escrow process, we have to wait on the time frame for all the other parts to complete. Then we convert to dirhams, and then we send it to the seller right there at the registration trustee, and he receives it instantly. That's crypto in the secondary. To developer, we do everything in less than an hour. So we receive the crypto, convert it to dirham, send it to the developer.
Oh my gosh.
Receive same day.
They also illuminated the unparalleled advantages of investing in the UAE, with a special focus on the prestigious Golden Visa Scheme, a transformative initiative that elevates residency and investment to an extraordinary new level of opportunity.
So when you purchase a property in Dubai, so Dubai, Ras Al Khaimah, Abu Dhabi all have different rules. But in Dubai, that's worth 2 million dirhams or more. So worth either you bought it for 2 million dirhams or more, or you do a valuation if it's an older property and it's worth 2 million dirhams or more, you are eligible for a 10-year golden visa. And with this 10-year golden visa, you don't have to enter, exit every 6 months. You can come whenever you wish. And it's a very lucrative, good visa to have here in Dubai.
I guess the question has always been I had moved here 8 years ago, and this was never a conversation. It was renewing your visa every year to every 2 years. You know, it got a bit difficult at times, you know, for a lot of us. And you both can speak to this as well. And now with this incentive, not just for foreign investors, but for those that are actually here, that have been invested in this country for many, many years, how great has this program been to be second, third, even fourth time investors?
I think I just gave you the mathematics behind it, right? So let me touch base. The golden visa is not for the investor. This includes family, which means the spouse and children. Top of that, you can sponsor for house support as well. Now, getting the visa is the only one part of it. The secondary is, this is the gateway to start your business here. That's what Dubai government want. They want to attract the most talented people on this planet to come and settle down to Dubai. So we have seen the trend also. Those who start with the business, when they see the city, when they see the business opportunity, they start business here. So this is a connection between the real estate investment plus setting up the business here. So we have seen the surge, a number of surge in that, because we had a lot of clients, but they just come and buy the property. Later they see, okay, there is a trading opportunities available. Let me start something, some investment opportunity available. So there are a lot of businesses happening that way. So just the real estate, because the entire ecosystem will help here, right? The moment you have a lot of people, the property prices means your cement prices, your all the industry, let's say, talk about furnitures and everything will boom. Top of that, now it's also about they need, when they're here, they need the food, they need a car, they need, you talk about anything, all the industry is booming at the moment. I think you best saw that, and a lot of traffic as well.
And finally, I had the privilege of sitting down with Ashish Parakh, Group Chief Sales and Marketing Officer at Sobha Realty, for a deeply personal and inspiring conversation. Ashish revealed his own journey of falling in love with Dubai, a city that transcends mere geography to become a true sanctuary of the soul. We delved into how Sobha's timeless values are meticulously woven into each project, crafting not just homes, but legacies here in Dubai and across the globe.
Our founder, Mr. PNC Menon, has tried to build the same culture, value system in Sobha as well, where every stakeholder, not just its employee, but may it be our channel partners, may it be our vendors or customers, feel that they are a part of the company, they are the part of a success story, rather than just being about business. And how to be fair to everyone. This is what Dubai has taught us. It has been fair to all of us.
Yeah.
It has given us everything. It asks a lot of us as well. You cannot be a slow-moving player here. You have to be aggressive. That's how you succeed. But then if you are ready to do that, you get things in return.
Absolutely.
So I guess that's the culture that we have also tried to build in Sobha.
Yeah, I can feel that, and I'm so aligned with you. I think I always say to people who want to move here, I say, well, you'll get what you put in. And I think that is so true to what you said. And it's so beautiful to hear about the culture within Sobha, because I truly feel it working with the team. And when we speak about legacy and we speak about brand legacies as a whole, there are so many brands, companies that have come and gone in Dubai because things haven't clicked. There's been, not very long-term vision. There's been very short-term wins. What makes Sobha so different in its quality, in its thought process? We've spoken about culture, but really cementing it as a brand that is here to stay.
Yeah. So as I was just mentioning, our founder was very clear about the culture, value system, and its product. So he mentions a statement, the product is like a part of my body. I want my body to be perfect. He has, I guess from the first day when I joined in, I have always heard him say one thing, I will make the best product in the market, I will be fair to all, and I will deliver it on time. This statement till date remains the same, and it is imbibed in each and every individual of the organization.
From hiring passionate talent to working closely with channel partners, Ashish stressed that ethical leadership and brand consistency are what earn buyers' trust, especially in a market this fast-moving.
Way of working that we started decades back, of bringing everything in-house, I believe that has helped us and worked a lot in our favor, because today I'm not dependent on a third party. Trust me, the kind of effort it takes to do a business at this scale and still do everything yourself, people might think it is because of cost saving, but it is not. It gives you a lot of trouble, because if one thing goes wrong at the time of architecture, it impacts the final product. If development is delaying something or something gets stuck there, it is delaying the entire process. So I guess we have taken a lot of efforts. Today we have more than 40,000 people in UAE itself.
Wow.
Doing just this real estate piece of business. This gives us immense control of the quality that we were just talking about and the timeline. Now, if I keep changing my vendors, my partners, my contractors, I don't have the control on my quality. My product gets changed every time. So I cannot go out in the market and speak about that this is how my product is gonna be each and every time that you buy. Today, if you are buying a Rolex, you know what you expect of that brand. And I guess for any industry, this is very much required. And I guess all the players in the industry needs to know that when you are buying a product, at least the customer should know when he gets the product, what kind of quality he is getting. He should, at least in his mind, know. Yeah. If he's okay with that, then it's his choice. But then finally, the customer should know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess this builds into the whole ethos, the art of the detail and brand identity.
We also explored Sobha's ambitious international expansion into the United States and Australia, highlighting how cutting-edge digital marketing strategies are expertly connecting the brand with a discerning global audience.
I guess our legacy is gonna go way beyond geographies very soon. There's already news out in the market. We are expanding into the US and now into the Australia as well. I guess that again gives marketing and salespeople like us a different strategy all to work around. Mm-hmm. US is a very different market when it operates. How you're gonna market your brand, your legacy there, and now the legacy is going beyond India, UAE. It is going to the Western world, Australia. That is something which I am very excited about, how to market in these markets your development. And also, I believe as the market has become very aggressive, you always need to be on your toes in terms of marketing as well. We have done a couple of global level partnerships, Arsenal, ICC, IFA. These partnerships have given us a good amount of reach in the market. But now it's time to look beyond that and go even more big. So there are a couple of surprises that we are working on and which people will get to know soon about.
Well, Ashish, I know you're doing your job because everybody I speak to says Sobha is everywhere.
And that brings us to the grand finale of Sobha The Living Room Series 1. These 4 illuminating conversations have revealed the vast scale, breathtaking pace, and vibrant soul of Dubai's extraordinary property landscape. We trust the series has offered you a compelling and comprehensive vision of what it means to invest, create, and believe in this iconic city. If any episode resonated with you, please revisit it in full.